Hey guys, what's up? It's Jake, and today we have some awesome news from the Dayz developers. And it's just a lot of small news, but it's awesome to have a lot of small news versus just like one big thing, and it's a lot better than the last status report. The last status report at the end of July was kind of disappointing. Not a lot of news, not a lot of content, just sort of an update like, hey, we're still here. This one has a lot more content, some new animations for firearms, some recoil animations, some really derpy animations, just showcasing some of the glitches, because the devs are being very open that, hey, look, this is an entirely new engine, look at some of the funny things happening. But yeah, there's a lot more to talk about than just the animations and funny things, but let's get right into it, and we're starting out with some Gamescom news. So, the focus of the last month has been on preparing the demo build for Gamescom. And the news revolving around that is we already knew there'd be a build for that. But the news is that they may or may not have a build available for everybody. So basically they got some, I don't know if backlash is the word, but there's been some talk from the community about wishing everyone could try the Gamescom build, because it's not really fair that only people in Germany can try it. And so I guess the devs are hearing that and thinking, well, if it's stable enough, maybe we'll release it on a separate Steam branch for everybody, it sounds like. So, sounds like there's about a 50% chance of that happening, which is, hey, you're telling me there's a chance? Awesome. I wish they didn't tell us, though, because now I'm pretty hyped for it, and I really am going to be disappointed if they don't let us have that, and I think a lot of other people are, too. Also, they wanted to remind everybody that as much hype is coming around the beta, they don't want everybody to think that the beta is an end-all milestone in any way, shape, or form. Beta is just one more step towards the release of 1.0, and they hope that showing this game off at Gamescom to everybody and showing that they're putting a lot of work into this will kind of bring hopes back up, because for some reason people are still stupid and think that the devs are going to give up on this game, when that's just stupid. That's not going to happen. Next up, we have some information revolving around 0.63 and the demo in general, and that is that this is revolving around the new inventory. So, the new inventory, apparently they have put a ton of time into making it work right and then be happy with it, because apparently they were not happy with how it was before. Some of the issues before, feeling like it's clunky inside, feeling like it takes you out of the immersion of the game, since so much has been put into making you feel immersed. Why is there this giant blocky inventory you're in all the time that you can use to walk through places and just press tab to look for items? So, as sad as this is, and this is something I'm very sketchy about, currently the issue is that when you walk around, like in 0.62 and every version of Dayz so far, to look for items, you can just press tab and walk around looking for items pop up in the hotbar. Well, guess what, guys? That is no more. Apparently, once you have the inventory open, you will not be allowed to move, and if you do so, the inventory will go away. Now, this is a huge change, because so much of the game revolves around using the inventory, and I'm kind of skeptical about this change. So, I'm not going to develop any opinions yet, but that's a huge change that I don't know if I'm excited about, but I can't wait to see how it plays. Okay, they said that this new inventory will also feel very much so faster. That was terrible grammar, guys. I apologize. And a lot smoother. And like I said, a lot of times have been invested to it, and they seem very passionate about it. The devs, the way they talk in these status reports is just, can't wait to show us the inventory, can't wait for us to try it, etc., etc. Sounds, so I don't know, I have belief in them. Ever since Brian Hicks has taken over, I think the game has been pointing into a great direction, so I'm trusting him that they handled the inventory well, and cannot wait to try it. Items and models will have icons throughout the world, apparently. So this is a little vague, and they didn't really explain more on what this meant. What I think it means is that, so for instance, and you saw some of the past animations, when you walked up to a door, there's like an icon that pops up above the door handle, which symbolizes that you can press F to open the door. So I'm thinking that like maybe guns, as you walk near them, will have like a little icon, I don't know, that like floats above it. I really don't know. This is me just speculating. But yeah, something about you'll be able to find items in the world based on icons is what I gathered. And that could be incorrect. If any of you guys have any ideas on that, to make sure to drop a comment down below with more information. They want the focus of the game to be centered around your character and immersing yourself in the said character. So this is just sort of the big goal around changing the UI. Apparently there's a ton of new UI changes, not changements, that's not a word. Which they said that it's going to be a lot more customizable, apparently, so you can make it have a lot of detail to it, or you can make it so minimalistic to make you more immersed. Some news revolving around the progress since the last status report. There's been a lot of progress in the firearm mechanics and melee mechanics, which, let's be honest, guys, come on. That's the reason that we play Dayz for a lot of us. I personally like the immersion factor, but then on the other hand, the other big thing that draws me to it is the the PvP and the PvE. It's really fun when a ton of zombies surround you and you can knock them all down with only taking 1 or 2 hits and not bleed, or maybe only bleeding a little bit and bandaging up. So making sure that the melee in the game is fun and real feeling is important. And let me tell you something, right now it is not like that. It's been improved over the years of Dayz Standalone, but it's not good. And if you guys have seen any of the animations coming up, the new animations and controls for melee just look fantastic. The way that people and zombies and animals are going to react to hits. You get hit and it's directional. If you get hit from the left, the person's going to get pushed to the right. There's combos apparently as you swing your items. You can combo people, combo zombies, and apparently when you sprint, if you're sprinting or running or walking, that will change the amount of damage or power there is into your swing of your axe, your baseball bat, your freaking fire extinguisher, whatever. It will affect that, which is so cool. And as I'm talking through all this stuff, there's going to be pictures and GIFs on screen, because this status report, they gave us a lot of GIFs. They showed us a lot of new stuff with the animations of melee, and then a lot around, or not a lot, but some really cool stuff regarding firearms too. So with the firearms though, the sway is more realistic and vertical to go along with breathing. So currently sway in the game, it's just very random. Like if you've been running for a while and then you stop, you're going to see a lot of just I don't know, this is random horizontal, up and down, diagonal swinging. It's very hard to predict and aim. But apparently now we're going to be looking at some more vertical-based sway, which is it's more realistic. As you breathe, your arm's going to sway up and down more so. So you can see that a bit in these GIFs here. The mechanic of holding your breath, as far as I can tell, is still in the game. As you can see in the next GIF in a bit, you already may have seen it. The gun is very stable after it was swinging, and that's because the character is holding his breath. Another thing is that based on what items and attachments and the weight of the gun are on the firearm, it will affect your sway and stamina and just affect the overall recoil. Everything about the gun, apparently, because of the new engine, is going to be customizable by the devs regarding movement with it, based on, like I said, attachments and weight of the weapon, which is pretty cool. It just means there's so much control over it, and hopefully if the devs know what they're doing, they can perfect this stuff, which is really, really nice to know. Lastly, with some less interesting stuff, the road textures have been reworked once again. This time it's to make them look like there's actually real potholes, because apparently when they last changed the textures, they didn't nail down what they wanted to with the abandoned look. So making them actually have this more, they look like they have some more depth to them. There's a new rendering technique apparently on the new engine. So then the road textures have been pushed back to 0.63. Previously we were going to get a few textures on 0.62. Not a big letdown. I wasn't stoked. Yes, for the new road textures, I can't wait. Yeah, no, it's fine. Push those back, perfect them, make them look more immersive. Lastly, we have information regarding a new compound with the Western changes. So in the last status report, basically the only new information we got revolved around the changes to the Western border, and if they're going to add some new stuff around Machinko. So apparently there's an entirely new dam around Machinko, which is awesome, because currently there's this giant dry riverbed in the woods, and I'm hoping they fill that with water because it makes a lot more sense. So there's gonna be a huge dam, and apparently in the same area a new lumber mill, and apparently this is the largest one in the game. And also some company compound kind of thing named TEC, or the Tech Compound, will be located in the same general vicinity, with a lot of new places to loot. This is apparently to encourage new player interaction in the area, and in hopes of just people not wandering through the woods only to go to the tents. They want people going there for the loot, to maybe run into a few other folks. So anyways, guys, if this information was awesome and made you hyped up, you can search up the status report and check that out yourself and read it either on Reddit or just on their own website. I personally love this information, and if you guys loved it too, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more Dayz content. I hope to see all of you in my next video.